Guys, just quick reaction to the news that Liam Smith will be fighting Canelo for the WBO light middleweight title, which Smith holds. The fight will take place in the States, I believe, on September the 17th. So I want to say credit to Liam Smith and his team for getting this fight organised. You know, it's been pretty low-level fights for Liam Smith recently. We saw him win a vacant title against John Thompson. We saw him defend it in a homecoming defence that was pretty uninspiring against Jimmy Kelly, and last time we saw him up against the woeful Predrag Radosevich. And to be honest, Liam Smith has looked like a really good fighter, an improving, interesting fighter, and it's good to see him in a genuine fight that his talent and his title deserves. Liam Smith for me had never fought a top 10 light middleweight, and now he's fighting Canelo Alvarez, who say what you want about him ducking Triple G, say what you want about him being in various different weight classes, but Canelo's a top draw fighter. Canelo, you have to say, slightly less credit goes to him than Liam Smith. Canelo obviously has moved back down to 154 in an effort to avoid middleweight and seemingly to avoid Triple G. This cutting of weight seems to be a deliberate ploy to stay out of Golovkin's way, for my money. And I've got to be honest and say that in Liam Smith, he has probably chosen the champion who he perceives to be the least threatening and the least stylistic threat. There's a lot of super slick, super skilled boxers at 154 pounds, whereas Liam Smith is probably viewed as a come forward presser fighter who will be more easy to handle for a guy like Canelo. So could be an interesting, it's definitely going to be an interesting fight. Could be a very entertaining fight. I know Canelo can box, I know Liam Smith can box, but often these are guys who come forward, they're aggressive and they throw lots of punches. So could be a very, very entertaining fight. Liam Smith will obviously be a massive underdog going into this fight. Canelo is proven at a far more higher level and really has that world-class name associated with him. And I think it's going to be a huge step up in class for Liam Smith, both in terms of the punching power he's up against, in terms of the size of guy he's up against, and in terms of the class of boxer. Essentially, I'm not saying there's going to be as big a weight difference as Amir Khan had to deal with, but Liam Smith is a genuine light middleweight, and he's going to be fighting a guy who probably comes into the ring on fight night as cruiserweight. You never know though, as Canelo gets older, and he's getting older each day that passes, like I saw, it's going to be harder and harder and harder for him to make weight. And I think it's been very hard for him to make 155. I know £1 extra doesn't sound like a lot, it's only £1, but when you've got nothing left to lose, £1 is a lot. And Liam Smith's not an easy guy to fight. He's very aggressive, very relentless, puts a lot of pressure on you. Potentially cutting that weight after a sustained period of not having to get down to 154 could hurt Canelo. And because of that, I don't think Liam Smith is without hope in this fight. Certainly if you put a gun to my head at this point, you'd pick Canelo. That would be where the safe money is. But you've got to say, Liam Smith Canelo dragging himself down to 154 makes this fight more competitive for my money. And it's a real good fight, good matchup, could be very entertaining and definitely one to look forward to. Probably the biggest fight any of the Smith brothers has ever had, and as I say, credit to Liam Smith for taking the fight. Win, lose or draw, this will take his profile to another level, and if he can upset the apple cart, what a massive opportunity it is for him. Let me know your thoughts, guys. How do you rate Liam Smith's chances? Do you think he can cause an upset? What do you make of this from Canelo? Is this a perceived attempt to... is this an attempt at taking the perceived weakest champion? Let me know your thoughts. If you've enjoyed this, hit the thumbs up. If you're new, please do subscribe. Thanks.